I am here today with a tutorial for you beginners. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am here today with a tutorial for you beginners. Now listen, I know golf is a very expensive sport and to find lessons at any of your local courses might cost a little bit of money. So today we're going to go over all the beginner basics on how to swing a golf club, how to grip the club, and everything else that you really need to know when you go out to your TopGolf events or to a driving range with a friend. These are the tips you're going to need to know, so make sure to pay attention. Now, disclaimer, there's going to be a lot of info in this video. Like sometimes it's very, very overwhelming to think of every single position, but try to section it up in different parts of the swing like I'm going to show you today so that you don't get overwhelmed and we aim for success. So first off, we're going to start with clubs. If you're a beginner golfer, you don't have any clubs and you want to start, these are the 3 or 4 clubs that I think you'll need. Driver, 7-iron, some type of wedge, and a putter. Those are the only clubs you really need as a beginner. So today we're going to start off with an 8-iron. And first things first is how do we grip the golf club? I'm going to be teaching you 3 different types of grips. One is very beginner friendly, but we don't want to get used to that too much because then you're going to do more work as you progress in the game. So that first one is a baseball grip. We've all seen it, where we grip the club like this. And yes, for beginners, this feels very comfortable, but it's not going to get you far in your game. The next grip that I prefer to do is an overlap grip. So first things first, if you're right-handed, you're going to start with your left hand on the club. You're going to place the club right in your fingers. You don't want to hold it in your palm. You want to hold it in your fingers with a light grip. So you wrap the fingers around, and this space here that you have, this groove between your thumb and the rest of your hand, you want to lay that down on the club and kind of cup it in that groove. Next, we're going to take our right hand. We're going to overlap the pinky on our pointer finger, and that same groove that you have on your other hand, we're going to put our thumb within that groove. And this is how it should look like. Now, the reason why we prefer this grip over a baseball grip is because this is very disconnected. You're gonna have 2 arms fighting over each other, and then you're gonna be creating this weird swoop. We don't want that. We wanna have the grip as one unit. That's why we overlap. Now, if you're not comfortable with this, there's another grip that I would recommend, which is the interlock. It's the same thing, holding the club in our fingers, positioning that thumb on top of the grip, and then we're just going to lift our pointer finger, place our pinky down, interlap, just like this, and then place our thumb back on the club. You want to have the 2 arrows of your thumbs here kind of in line with one another. So if I were to draw a line from here to this one, it should be in line. So that is all about the grip. Now play around with it, see what feels best, but try to stay towards the standard grip so that you can have an easier time progressing with a coach or with your friends later on. So now that we have the grip, we don't want to be holding it super tight. That's going to hurt your whole body, your hand, and if you're a beginner golfer holding it so tight, you don't want to walk off the course and then the next day be in pain for days. We don't want that. So we're going to be very loose. Now for ball positioning. So we have a ball right here. Since it is my 8-iron, we're going to have the ball in between our 2 feet. The width of our feet are just outside of our hips, just like that. And the best way to know how far to stand to it or how close, you kind of want to, with loose hands, lift your club up and about like a hand, fist away from you, hold the club, hinge at your hips like that, and place your club down. Now, a lot of people stand too upright or stand too far down. You want the hinge at the hips to be just minimal. And we want our weight in our feet right on the balls of our feet, right where your shoelaces are at pretty much. So if I were to draw a line from my shoulder to my feet, they should be in line. So that is the stance. Now that we're here, we're really gonna focus on trying to hit down on the ball. A huge misconception for beginner golfers is that they have to help scoop the ball to get it far or to get it up in the air, and that is completely wrong. We don't have to do that type of movement because we have a club specifically with this angle to help it go up. We're gonna break the swing up into multiple pieces, like I said. I know this is a lot of information already, but just take it in slowly. So we're right over the ball right here. All we wanna do is keep our front arm straight and your right arm elbow like kind of tucked in. You don't wanna swing it and have your elbow out like this. You wanna have it tucked in. This way you can get into position better. And a key factor to picking up and swinging for the first time is keeping that front arm straight throughout the whole swing, because this will be your guide to getting you back to where the ball is. Super easy. I see a lot of beginner golfers throwing it back and kind of crunching like this, and that's not gonna get you there. For you to get back to hitting in the right position, you might chunk it, you might have to pull up, and you will not have a successful shot. To start off, we're gonna go 3/4 of the way into the swing, which is right here. We have our front arm straight, and we have the face of the club facing towards the camera right now. I highly suggest everyone just start with this swing right here. This will help you understand to hit down on the ball so that it goes up, as well as it's a lot easier to hit the ball as a beginner with a shorter swing. And this motion right here is super, super important for any golf swing, is having this short swing and having the club literally parallel to the ground and then following through. So once we have our setup, we're gonna swing the club just 1/4 or 1/3 of the way. Just stop right there where the club is parallel to the ground. You don't want to see your club this way or this way. You want it exactly in line with the club. You want the butt of the head facing your target. This is where you want to be. And then once you transfer your weight, you're going to keep those arms going forward. And honestly, this shot is the best way to learn as a beginner, because this is a very important movement of every swing. It's like a chip motion, which we also need on the course. We're gonna do it 3/4, and then make sure to transfer your weight from your right foot to your left foot in this swing and get it to go like that. Beautiful. I know this is a lot of information. You could stop the video right here, honestly. Go to the range and just focus on that. But if you're already familiar with that, I'm gonna add some more information for you. A lot of the beginners that I see playing out there at TopGolf, at the range, they like to pop up and miss the ball. So whenever you're set up and you do that hinge motion, in your swing, I want you to pretend like there is a chair right behind you, the back of a chair, right against your butt. Throughout the entire swing, your butt will be always touching the chair, if it's your right butt cheek or your left butt cheek. You want to be rotating, like if there was a pole going through me, you want to be rotating on that pole. You don't want to be swaying side to side, moving up or down. You want all the movement to be on that pole. And you always want to feel like one part of your butt is on that chair. Again, we're gonna do our 3/4 swing, keeping in mind to keep our butt back. Did you hear that sound? That was perfect. You're coming down at the ball, and you can hear that the divot was solid. We're all done with a 1/4 shot. You want to advance. So this is part 2 of our swing. To bring it back up, it's very important to hit that one spot where we go parallel. And as you can see, I'm making an L with my club and my arm. There's lots of L's. There's also an L with my wrist, but there's a lot of L's here. If you want to make a bigger swing, you have to maintain your L's. Right here, you see that my club and my arm have an L? That's exactly what you have to maintain. Make sure to keep this elbow close to you. We're gonna get back to this position and make sure your arms are always leading forward. And we do that by transferring our weight. So let me show you. Parallel L and hit. You can slow down that swing and you'll see my L's. That was so nice. I know this is a lot of information again. The most important you have to take back is this parallel position, L at the top, maintaining your hips moving forward, turning on that spot, and as this front leading leg straightens up, your arms follow, just like that. And that is your typical iron swing. My best suggestion is start really short. Get really good at impact, hitting these shots. The shot is going to be very important in your golf game later on. And then slowly build it back up. And that's all for your beginner golf swing. Thank you so much for watching. And if y'all have any other questions that you would want me to answer based on swing, speed, ball placement, whatever you guys have, let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much. Mwah.